Dr. Carter. And now we are pleased to present the annual award for academic excellence to the class valedictorian. Fine and Performing Arts, Eliza Nichols, and Chair of the Theater Department, John Green, will present this honor.
In each commencement ceremony, Columbia College Chicago recognizes a valedictorian, a student who has not only built a record of stellar academic achievement, but has also demonstrated leadership and service to the college through involvement in extra and co-curricular activities. In short, the valedictorian is a student who has fully embraced what Columbia has to offer and has put into action the very best of what we believe a Columbia student can be. For this ceremony, your valedictorian is Theater Major Megan Baim. Not only because of her 3.98 grade point average, which is in itself a testament to her consistently excellent work in the classroom, but also because of her undeniable presence on campus. Megan's instructors praise her for her willingness to always look for new ways to contribute and her ability to get it with a flourish every time a new concept is presented. They also note her ability to merge intellectual curiosity in a variety of areas of her academic work with full embrace of artistic inquiry and practice, going on to say that her passion always outweighs her ego and that she is always willing to put the quality of her work over her own discomfort. In addition to her in-class studies, Megan has acted in numerous productions on campus for Columbia's theater, television, and film and video departments, and off-campus in over 20 productions for the Crested Butte Mountain Theater. She also participated in a week-long immersion at the Shakespeare Festival in Stratford, Ontario, with a selected group of students under the tutelage of Professor Caroline Mata. Megan was recently selected to serve as an understudy and intern in Philip Seymour Hoffman's production of The Long Red Road, one of the nation's most prestigious companies. Graduates, families of graduates, and Columbia faculty, staff, and administrators, I am pleased to introduce your valedictorian, Ms. Megan Baim.
I'm not really sure what I'm doing up here. I found out I was valedictorian about a half hour after shamelessly walking down State Street in tears. I was crying to my roommate about how terrified I was over graduating, how unaccomplished I felt in comparison to so many of my fellow graduates. My friends have started their own theater companies, performed in improv groups, created successful web series, taught dance classes at studios, worked in Chicago radio stations, were out in the real TV world filming and editing for cable networks, producing music and acting constantly, going from one play to the next. I, on the other hand, was learning how to make gift baskets for clients at a casting agency, feeling a little bit like a failure. Once again, I was kicking myself for not having changed my major to something more conventional, like accounting back in freshman year. At least then I could have literally created change. So then I found the email from Columbia congratulating me on becoming the representative for the class of 2012. And the hysterics began again. Not only did I feel like a subpar example of the diversity and talent at Columbia, but I had just spent the past 30 minutes blaspheming my degree, wondering what the heck am I going to do with a BA in theater. I didn't understand understand why I was chosen to speak on behalf of such a stunning group when I am the walking manifestation of everyone's insecurities. So I asked around, trying to figure out what my friends who are all sitting here today thought I should say, and they told me to talk about what I know, which is this. My insecurities came from judgmental looks and condescending comments from almost every person who heard me say I was going to college for theater. People who expected me to apologize for pursuing such an unconventional degree. The number of times I was laughed at or grimaced at for wanting to be an actor is innumerable. The cases in which people assumed Columbia meant the university in New York, and my family and friends would stop me from correcting their assumption also reached high numbers. And after a while, I started to agree with the snide remarks when the majority of my classes were spent sitting in a circle on the floor talking about my feelings and playing catch with an imaginary ball. Which is commentary enough on our school's lack of a sports team. But a lot of the people who were making these comments and were laughing at what they saw as a fanciful and useless major were my friends who were attending state schools, majoring in generalized degrees like English and psychology. These friends were having freshman year classes with 300 other kids whose names they never learned. They were sleeping in cell block dorms and eating cafeteria food. They were playing it safe, receiving degrees and majors they felt nothing for, but figured would get them a job in an office sitting in a gray cubicle. And all the while, they were receiving their conventional degrees on their pretty closed campuses with matching buildings. But me? I had freshman year class with 15 kids, most of whom are still my best friends to this day. I was living in apartments trying to navigate the daunting task of cooking for myself and feeling accomplishment more satisfying than nailing an audition when I made something actually edible. And all of us were taking a chance, getting a degree in something we actually loved and felt a relentless need to pursue. And we were doing all of this in one of the most beautiful cities. Chicago was our campus and playground, and without a doubt, an extension of our education. I remember when I met the first person whose parents and family didn't support her decision to go to an art school. Coming from an encouraging family, I was taken aback when she said that they thought what she was doing was a joke. I want to clear something up. What we are doing is fun, probably the most fun we will ever have in our lives, but it is not funny. We are by far the bravest people I know. Because we didn't play it safe. Because we chose to go after something we truly believe in. Because we won't spend the rest of our lives sitting in a gray cubicle wondering what if. Feel so proud to be sitting here. It means that by taking a risk, we escaped from the old ideas and old standards and the respectable way of doing things. We proved that our determination can get us through the highs and lows, wins and defeats, rejections and acceptances, judgment and approval. We proved that we have what it takes to make it in our industry. Attending Columbia meant we learned what we loved by doing what we love, and if we couldn't make it in the real world, we wouldn't be sitting here today. We found our support system, both in ourselves and in the friendships that we made with our peers and professors. We found our unique style, what separates us as artistic individuals from the masses. And we found our calling card in life and learned the skills that we need to go after it. So, as we walk out of here today, college graduates, our futures ahead of us, we shouldn't worry about what we're going to do with a degree in the arts. We shouldn't worry about what all the other kids out there graduating with their conventional degrees are going to do. We shouldn't worry. Instead, we should celebrate, because we did what we set out to do freshman year of college, full of wonder and maybe a little bit naive, and we didn't give up. A lot of society wanted us to settle for less than our potential immediately upon graduating high school, but we told them no, and man, did we ever show them. So congratulations, class of 2012. I can't wait to see where we all go.